Dark Willow could just rush an egg at him Scepter. She could die at the start of the team fight, and it wouldn't really matter. She'd always be able to get Shadow Realm off and start popping heroes down.
Yeah. And at that point, the only thing you can do is just have area control to prevent her from doing damage. But right now, the only option is like your Will-O-Wisp, but doesn't stun anymore. It just moves you. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. I'm a little bit weary for the Dark Willow based on the current picks because we know this is going to be the Ocean Dark Willow, something he plays all the time. The big problem is you are dealing with massive AoE magic damage here. Keeper of the Light, Void Spirit, Mars, all of these heroes just punish Dark Willow because she doesn't. They don't have to target her with abilities. They can just hit her with it, and she's a glass cannon essentially. And there's your Wraith King counter.
Yeah. 5 seconds. Phantom Lancer definitely plays a lot faster than it did in the past, right? I think when I was standing in the other day or a couple nights ago for Perfect World, and I saw the PL just rush a Diffusal Blade, get a Hooded Defiance afterwards, actually, then Aghanim Shard, and then Manta Style after that. Now, hitting multiple targets with that Spirit Lance, it only hits 2 people, but a lot of the time that's enough, and it's just one more person to get on top of, one more person to slow with that Spirit Lance. Usually if you kill one guy, you're set up for the next one pretty quickly afterwards. I do like it a lot. I know you said it doesn't really seem worth it to commit that 1,400 gold for just one extra target.
I think it's good. I do. I don't think it's bad. The extra damage you get out of it, plus the illusion, usually is worth it because you don't have to micro it to start that mana burn, and it does prioritize heroes. So it's one of those things where I think overall for 1,400 gold, it's a pretty good Aghanim Shard. Probably not the best by any means, but it's definitely worth getting compared to a lot of the other ones where you just like kind of want to ignore them until super late in the game.
Mm-hmm. Well, going down in the reserve time here on Sadboys, they've got one last ban. They've gotten rid of the Timber Saw, which leads me to believe they're picking up another strength hero here. Strength support, maybe?
Yeah.
What do they got to work with here?
I mean,
so they ban out the Naga side. And do you think they'll take a an Earth Spirit here?
For Sadboys? I mean, you could. Snake King, Earth Spirit is just so good. The Clockwork didn't change much, so that's why they banned it out. It is just a very good Clockwork game. I mean, Wraith King has no potential to play against that hero, and they banned out the Enchantress as well. I mean, these are all really good, aggressive supports that Sadboys could have picked, and like you said, I think Earth Spirit is the natural pick here.
Yeah, they could grab a Shaker as well, as that one hasn't been banned out either.
10 seconds.
I don't know. Brewmaster, not really an option. I mean, they gave him a number of buffs, but not enough for him to be played as support here. I think he's definitely still played in the pause 3. Omni Knight's still in the pool. Is he?
He is, yeah. He did get nerfed, right? They reduced the duration on his Heavenly Grace. Didn't they increase some mana costs as well?
Yeah. It's gotta be Earth Spirit. Come on, show it to me, Sadboy. Show me that Earth Spirit. Whoa! Earth Spirit looking good.
That's a really cool Earth Spirit. Looks like he lost some weight.
Yeah, he has. You know, he's looking pretty good. A lot of people packed on a couple of pounds during Corona. He's got himself. His staff is looking a little bit lighter. He's actually looking kind of gaunt. In fact, he's lost so much weight.
Yeah, he might need to go see a doctor. He could go see a witch doctor.
5 seconds.
Maybe a priest, a shadow priest?
A shadow priest. I like it. Yeah, Dazzle here. I mean, it is interesting because it does prevent you from picking a melee hero in the off lane because they could just put the Dazzle there, and with Dazzle Phantom Lancer, it is incredibly difficult to play against. I'd expect it to most likely still be the Keeper of the Light on the 5 in that safe lane just because you have so much deep push and harassment. But Dazzle basically eliminates a lot of heroes from being pickable based on the fact, Poison Touch is just so dang good.
Not just the... You saw the Scepter rework for Dazzle, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Dispel onto allied heroes.
Yep. Very nice.
On what cooldown when you have bad Juju?
There's the Underlord. I mean, this is kind of a you have to pick it here. just because you need something that can deal with the Phantom Lancer, and Underlord is pretty good at it, right? You have a bunch of wave clear, all magic damage that's coming out, but you are going into, like I said, the 5-position Dazzle. It looks like if you pick a melee hero, it's a no-brainer. You just put him in the lane, poison touch him, and it's so annoying. He just trades really effectively, and PL can use, I believe, illusions to refresh the duration of that poison touch.
That is correct.
He just Phantom Lances you and keeps an illusion on you, and you just constantly get it refreshed. It's very nice.
Yeah, it is very nice. Now, Phantom Lancer, they did increase the mana cost of Spirit Lance at level 1. Every other level, it's used to be 110, 120, 130, 140. Now it's 120 at every level. But they increased his base int by 2, so we can actually spam it a little bit more right off the bat with the extra base mana and mana regen from that. But like you said, the moment that you actually get out of reach and you think you can have poison touch removed from you, you just throw out that Spirit Lance, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be a weird one. I'm not really sure how I feel about the Wraith King. Like I said, I don't think this hero is good at all. I feel like this hero got like mega nerfed, but I'm very happy to be proven wrong. My interpretation of the patch is only 1 day old. Really, we haven't had a lot of time to really analyze the notes. A lot of heroes I still haven't even seen some of the changes for, but Wraith King is one that looked incredibly weak on its debut in the tournament.
Yeah. Well, let's go. Game number 1 of the Boomers versus the Zoomers here.
I'm excited. We got Gunner Invoker. He is going to go the Exort build. Look at it. There we go. So Sunstrike leveled up, level 1. And this will be the first time that we've seen the Exort Invoker in a while. My computer's exploding. Apologies. Might want to get that looked at. Eek comes out. Yeah, mate, those are all appropriate.
Yeah. Whose computer's exploding? Okay,
Sadboys.
It was you talking, because I knew you were having some frame issues when the patch first hit.
Dude, I had to actually lower so many of my graphics settings. I don't know what happened. This patch literally destroyed my FPS in this game.
It's still an issue?
Yeah. So I can get like 200 FPS when I'm playing now with my altered graphics, but if I put everything back to where it was, I'm literally was running like 90 FPS usually while streaming and casting. And I was floating around like 60 max, and then it would like tank down to like 30 in fights. So something completely changed on the back end in this game. I don't know what happened.
You don't want those frames below 60. It's some baby numbers.
Yeah.
Definitely baby numbers.
I don't know what happened there. It was just I lost like almost 30 to 40% of my FPS.
Yeah, it's a feature. Again, they just want to compete with Cyberpunk, so they make Dota incredibly hard to run on any graphics card.
Dude, I'm pretty sure Cyberpunk runs better than Dota does. I'm pretty sure I can get higher FPS in Cyberpunk than I can get in Dota.
Careful. Don't want to make Valve too angry.
I'm sorry, I take it all back. Please don't hate me.
You're being mean to me. I'm a small indie company.
No, I'll find out. I actually haven't had a chance to play the game yet. I've been, you and I have been too busy casting and working every day, and now, come next week, I might have some time to actually get my hands on that game.
Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah,
right.
I'm definitely just gonna be playing Dota all the way through till New Year's, with the small amount of vacation I have. If that, actually, I think I'm just gonna be working all the way through New Year's. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to do it.
Work through New Year's? Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
I mean, I am working all the way through New Year's. Work Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day.
Yeah, the world does not rest. They need a hero. Ricky answers the call.
Good old NA American capitalism, right?
Yep.
No, was that you wanted a time off? Pfft, sorry.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty nicely. Anyways, this game, let's go. 30 seconds left till we start to see a little bit of action here. I'm just holding this high ground on Forge Boomers.
I just love how tiny this pumpkin is on Underlord, but yet we see like the largest pumpkin ever on like Heroes like Chen. It just makes no sense. It's just he's got such a giant body, and the pumpkin is just tiny.
The crucible of
Doesn't even
greatness.
completely cover his head, does it?
No, it doesn't even come close to covering the full face of Underlord.
Yeah, he just clips through. It's pretty funny.
My true power is
I'm interested in seeing how this game goes. If you can end up saving up for an Aghanim Scepter on Dazzle, I mean, you throw out Shadow Wave, you end up getting 50% cooldown reduction. You have a 4-second AoE Dispel on Shadow Wave. That is pretty wild. People don't get tricked in Pit of Malice anymore.
Yeah, that would that'd be pretty cool. So we're gonna see this mid lane probably go in favor of the Void Spirit in the first few levels, just because as Exort Invoker you don't have the regen you would get out of Quas, and Resonant Pulse does kind of absorb a decent chunk of physical damage, and you're just gonna struggle to last it on the Invoker. You just don't have the damage.
Yeah, so you get a couple of points into Exort. Even 2 points might be enough, because you end up getting what, 9 damage in the 2 levels, and then you get another
An additional 12, right?
12. Yeah, that's a lot of damage right there. I wouldn't want to try to add those numbers, but I think that ends up being a lot.
9 plus 12.
Yeah, it's too hard. Let's look to another lane.
Hold on.
Change up things.
Yeah, make sure not to expose ourselves on stream here. Bottom lane, Ocean is just dead here. He got Poison Touch, the wraparound from Dazzle. They got their level 2, and Fear can just chase him down. He gets first blood here. Well played by PPD. That's the problem with this hero. Dazzle, when given, good heroes to Poison Touch and has the ability of the Phantom Lancer to constantly refresh it. There's just no survivability. You don't have the level 2 on the Dark Will there to get the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, and that's what Ocean was doing. Probably wondering why the hell he was just walking into them there. He realized once they were on him, it's a matter of throwing out the Spirit Lance the moment he thinks he's going to dispel that poison. Hugging the trees, making it so he can't get the cast point for it off. So he's not suicidal. Although Husky might be.
Husky might be, yeah. Just gets taken down by Mars. The bonus, damage coming in from Chakra Magic, the Illuminate, and the spell spamming in from Mars. Now, one of the things that Mars really struggles with is having mana in the lane stage, and now that Coddle is kind of back in the meta, this is a sick combo. I really like this off lane a lot.
Yeah. Blast comes out. Sammy Boy taking some pretty heavy damage already, and this does kind of make up for the lack of mana that you have now because the God's Rebuke mana cost increase.
Yeah.
Running this Keeper of the Light with it.
Yeah, I am still unsure about this Wraith King. He does have decent CS, right? He's 15-4, but a lot of this is probably just because Husky's throwing his body at the enemies, right? Trying to keep Moo's attention away from the Wraith King. Okay, nice convenient crit there. Of course, it is on the 4-second timer now, as opposed to where it used to be RNG. So he got the Chaos Knight old crit, essentially.
Yeah. Again, this is what I was talking about during the draft. Yes, you don't have the same kill potential with the skeletons, but you're feeling a lot better for like casual harass once every 4 seconds, the securing creeps and lanes that your enemies are able to contest you. Bottom lane. There's a little bit of trade inside the jungle. Ocean and PPD chasing each other around, but nothing too.
Almost goes down again in the top lane, but Husky able to survive. Has a salve as well. He's going to be fine. All right. I mean, they're recovering this top lane a little bit, but Moo's having a great time as well, right? Like, he is 17-4. Not really too worried. Snaking starting to run a little bit low on mana, but you got that Chakra Magic for spam.
I mean, it makes it difficult for Sammy Boy to get close to the lane, right?
Yeah.
If he put multiple points in Chakra Magic, he'd be a lot better off because he is struggling right now. But I think the Solar Bind is too good not to level up as well. You already put a point to Illuminate.
It really is so good, especially with the slow from God's Rebuke. So you're already going to try and be running away from the Mars when you get slow from the God's Rebuke, and you pair it with that Solar Bind. Like, we know how good they are when you have 2 slows to stack with this ability. And That's a great one. Husky stacking or slide. Yeah, he's side pulling. PPD's on his way to the 5-minute bounty and knows he cannot. Well, I lied. He's going to just go for this one. You have, you got a lot to be careful of here. He misses the bramble, though, on Ocean, so PPD's going to be fine.
Rookie mistake there. There was an engagement at the top. Husky almost went down, but I didn't want to commit the spear onto the Ogre Magi. I think they didn't have a tree to line him up onto.
Did he get another salve? Is that what happened?
Yep.
Oh, the Sunstrike onto Snake King. The setup from Husky, and now they're able to chase down Moo as well. The Ignites and the body blocks. A crit coming in on this next auto attack. Forced to God's Rebuke, force space, but Husky, his body blocks are perfect. A spear forced out just so he can get the space he needs. All right, there's your Sunstrike use. He has 3 points in the Exhort. I mean, that's 225 pure damage. Something you got to be scared of.
Yeah. Have you seen much Exhort Gunner Invoker?
Yeah, it's something you used to play all the time. But Quas Wex Invoker was just a lot more common.
Ever since, again, they nerfed those Forge Spirits, so you only have one. But now that you have 2 with 4 points of Quas again, it's really made people more interested. You have double the maximum armor break too, right? It goes up to 20 now rather than 10.
Yep.
And he keeps the fact that he doesn't need any mana. I don't know why these Forge Spirits even have mana if they don't use it.
Just for mana burn purposes, I guess, because certain things do damage based on mana burn, right? So you can kill them slightly faster. Moo top lane, taking a lot of damage. And Illuminate kind of slaps some heroes, sets up a kill here for DNM as Sammy Boy, he's got no reincarnation yet. Snaking will finish it off. Shadow Realm is available. The Solar Bind slowing him down. Sunstrike's going to connect, though. And now Void Spirit's kind of stuck here deciding what he's going to do. It looks like Husky is going to be his next target as he jumps on in with that Astral Step. Into an easy Remnant, and DNM off to a fantastic start once again. And the bottle refill. Oh, the efficiency from these players.
PPD at the same time sitting here in the mid lane, just trying to soak up as much XP as possible. Try to throw the heals on the creep wave to damage the siege creep here, but still, it's going to get some decent harass off onto the tower. So now sitting at just above half HP. Chipped a vest found on Sammy Boy here. I think this actually allows Wraith King to jungle.
It is pretty dang good. The HP regen and the damage return is pretty significant. Brax in the bottom lane, I actually would really like to see the chipped vest on as well. And he's taking a lot of damage here. Here's the poison touch. He's just forced to TP. Like we talk about, you cannot get rid of it against this Phantom Lancer. So he has to leave the lane pretty much right away. Pop that salve that he just got. Has a clarity as well. So Brax, he was prepared.
I don't know. He's prepared for it when it eventually came in, but it's still miserable to deal with. Shadow Wave coming up from Fear now that he's level 6 as well. Or sorry, coming up from PPD. I mean, you surround a hero with illusions, you get that the Shadow Wave nuke off, which is just tons of physical damage burst.
Oh, Haste Rune on the Void Spirit. It's going to make this an easy kill here onto the Ogre. The Solar Bind just slowing him down that much more. Tanky Boy, but we'll go down to the Magic Burst there from Mars and Coddle.
Yep. Mid lane Gunner continuing to get harassed in on this tower. And with the help of these Forged Spirits, the moment DNM leaves every single time, knows the value of this mid tower.
That is one thing that we have kind of missed from not seeing Exort Invoker as much, right? Is you do have a lot of push potential from the double Forged Spirits, right? You can hit towers much faster.
The double Forged Spirits and all the extra damage that you have from maxing out Exort as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, before Quas Wex Invoker, very good at holding your tower, playing defensive, punishes enemies if they try to dive you. None of your harass really sticks because I think you end up you don't max out Quas, but you definitely like actually no, at level 2 you put the extra point into Quas. Either way, none of your harass really sticks onto the hero, but Invoker with the Exort Quas build, you shove way quicker. You can definitely get this tier 1 tower quicker than a lot of other heroes. I mean, Leshrac is still faster than you, but
looks like they're sending a couple people to the bottom lane here. But yeah, PPD's getting so much XP in the mid lane here. He's having a great time. About to get his level 6. We'll pick that up here on one more creep. There it is. And suddenly you have Bad Juju online. An amazing ability, just passively providing 26% cooldown reduction. So these creeps do about 10 damage to the tower. which adds up. Big rotation to the bottom lane. Fear might be in trouble, forces a doppelganger, but you're going to TP in everyone. Moo on the Mars. He's here, drops the arena, catches both supports. Perfectly placed by the Mars. The DNM rotation as well. They're going to just punish these two, and it does allow Gunner to take the mid tier 1. But that is a big commitment.
Yeah, it was. I mean, at only a 500 gold swing, you just lose the supports. I feel like it's worth it if Gunner gets that mid tower. Everyone hustling back in the mid now.
That was pretty funny. So Snake King actually uses his Spirit Form bottom and is able to take both of the bounty runes because he blinding lights Brax away from the first one and then solar bind him, so he literally can't run to the other rune.
God.
What an annoying hero.
Yeah.
I mean, that's level 1 solar bind. Bottom lane, Moo might be in some trouble here, but Ocean, he wasn't quite level 6 before, but he gets it off the creep wave. Brax actually turned around to kill the creeps just to make sure that this would happen. The Sunstrike off the mark. One more auto attack will find him. You're going to lose the Ocean in the meantime. Nice Fear, but dodged by the Void Spirit with that Dissimilate. And Brax has to leave now.
Still worth that trade. Gets the kill on Moo, makes the game slightly more miserable and slowing down his blink dagger a little bit more. I mean, the guy had tons of CS before thanks to that Coddle lane. Going down like that, he's not doing as hot. Needs another, what, 325 gold to complete that one. And at that point, I think he wants to get on top of this Invoker.
They're sending a lot of people top to get on top of this Underlord. They recall in DNM on the Void Spirit. I think Brax knows he has no Dark Rift yet, but he has a point. No, he doesn't have a point. Yeah, he does. Okay, I couldn't count.
That's all right. NA mats, as we say.
NA mats. He will go ahead and just Dark Rift on out, try and de-push this tower as much as possible. I mean, he knows, right? There's nothing you can do. Tower's going to fall. Slowed it as much as he could. And he will head bottom. A great objective there for Sadboys, though. I mean, they're up 8-4. They've got a slight gold lead. I think a good XP lead. Yeah, just about 1,500 on the XP. They just gotta not lose too much of their objectives, I think.
Yeah.
Dire should look to their middle tower.
They're pinging out PPD here on the Dazzle. Ocean is gonna find PPD is level 8. What? When did that happen? Sunstrike on the mark. Easy kill there for Gunner. DNM walks into a Pit of Malice, but more than enough magic damage here to pick off this Dark Willow. A nice Chakra Magic there, just slowing down these cooldowns, or I guess speeding up these cooldowns, rather.
Husky just forced to sit in place because of that solar blind. I think he's used to it being a mana leak. All it would have done was reduce his magic resistance and slow him down, so I don't know why he didn't move.
True.
Again, just used to that the mana leak thing's all right. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want to lose my mana. Just reflex and the W comes out from him.
Ooh, there's the blink reveal from Moo. Can they burst down the Underlord? Gunner, he throws out a Sunstrike. Can they trade for the DNM? He's caught by the Cold Snap, but there's the Shallow Grave. Dazzle in place. The Tornado, is it timed perfectly? 70 HP. DNM's going to survive. This guy playing to his limits.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, and he gets out of there. Bottom lane, Mars TP comes in, tries to get the Wraith King or the Ogre Magi here. I don't think either hero you want to go on, to be honest with you.
No.
And you're going to have to commit multiple heroes down here. Fear, he doesn't have enough of an impact. Did end up going the Hooded Defiance first, and he's going for the Diffusal Blade. So, again, in the past, you'd see the Phantom Lances, they go for a Mantis Style because they farm a little bit faster, but now you want to brawl. And I definitely think that you want this Aghanim Shard immediately after getting the Diffusal Blade. We'll see if he ends up following that build that I saw when I was watching Perfect World.
Yeah, and if you're Sammy Boy, you're going to need an Aghanim Shard fairly soon yourself, right? You can't rely on Magic Stick to get your mana now once PL has the Diffusal. And, you know, that's just going to slow down the Wraith King, right? Like, he either has to play off the map, like we've seen in previous patches, right? With the old Wraith King, where you just basically AFK farm with Radiance. Or you have to now rush this Aghanim Shard and have it at the 20-minute mark, which also doesn't feel very good. One tree left, and Moo manages to find the spear onto the Ogre. A nice Terrorize comes in, making space for him, though. DNM on the back ride. Yeah, they just melt him. They have plenty of AoE magic damage. Like I said, the Dark Willow is just food for these heroes. Able to survive on Husky's, able to TP to base.
Yeah. The knockback from Blinding Lights don't actually interrupt the TP, so he does get out of there. So Dark Willow trading late for OK Magi. I'm not sure that was even worth it, though. I think you'd rather just have the Dark Willow alive. Ends up scaling to late game pretty well with his Bedlam ability.
So Gunner's going for the Rush Aghanim Scepter here on the Invoker. This is not what I expected. The Cataclysm is good, but you don't have like a big setup. You don't have like Chronosphere or Black Hole or RP, any of these things. All you have really is Pit of Malice, you know, Bramble Maze, and a couple single target stuns. So, you know, maybe the idea is to just try and burst down, you know, one of these heroes from a Fire Blast, and that's it. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be forced to stand their ground when the arena comes out. You throw out the Cataclysm. It does force them to at least move around and get off where they're standing right now, which reduces the damage pretty significantly in the team fights. Or
yeah, kind of Delta split, basically.
Yeah. Sammy boy, he's playing a little bit slow right now, only at level 9. Just putting close to his allies. This the chipped vest, I wanted to call it Craggy coat because it looks somewhat similar. Has sped up his farm a little bit inside this jungle, so probably by 16 minutes, or in a moment here, in fact, he's going to have enough gold for this Sacred Relic. He'll be well on his way with Radiance. I'm not sure Radiance is the right build on this hero right now.
I mean, it is the build into the Phantom Lancer is the thing, right? When you're dealing with Phantom Lancer, you go for like the Radiance Mjolnir build, and you just make it so that, you know, he cannot fight into you as this Wraith King. But Fear, I mean, he's feeling very strong. He's got a Diffusal Blade, so he's at his timing. He has the Hood of Defiance as well, like you've pointed out. Sunstrike will clip Moo, and he is now very low, has to back on out. Tornado to the mid lane. They have plenty of damage coming in from these Firestorms. He hasn't chosen his level 10 talent quite yet. A lot of people are going for this Firestorm wave count, and then the Firestorm cooldown at 15. But he's opting to go for these extra points into the Pit of Malice instead, which I really like.
Yeah, it's like the 100% uptime on the Firestorm after that, right?
Yep, it is. Yeah, it is 100% uptime. It lasts long enough for it to come right off 12-second duration, essentially. So Invoker's still top net worth, finishes Aghanim Scepter. It is done. Cataclysm is online, Neph.
Unfortunately, he's got nothing to use it with. I mean, it would be great if he did. It's a lot of pure damage. His Exhort is maxed out, in fact. But he's not going to be able to do anything. Going for Boots of Travel now, just being able to get around the map very quickly and continue to farm up. Brax, definitely a lower farm priority position 3, and I think Wraith King, he doesn't really scale as well into the late game, so you put your Invoker in more of a greedy pause 2 rather than in like the actual mid pause 2 fall off. Let your safe lane carry scale in the late game, if that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, they're going to be able to find Brax top. Cataclysm just comes out immediately. Fear loses so much HP and has to run. Okay. Cataclysm, it's doing something, but you don't find the kill at the end of the day, and you have 15 health per second on this Phantom Lancer because you have this Hood of Defiance build. He's just fine.
Yeah. He's probably just going to walk away after clearing out the neutral camp here. I like this. If you get the opportunity, and you know the enemies aren't just running you down, you can grab one of their camps. I mean, you're taking money out of their economy.
Ooh, Sammy Boy bottom. He's in some serious trouble. They relocate in the DNM Void Spirit. Wraith King's first health is gone. On the backside here, in comes Dark Willow, though, trying to take down Mars. And with the EMP, should be easy enough. A nice Atos does hold Dazzle at bay. He does get that Shallow Grave off, but not gonna be in time. Oh, Gunner with the blind tornado does manage to find Dazzle, and now they'll get a double kill on the Invoker. All right, he's got mana. He's got money for his Boots of Travel if he decides to go for it. They managed to find 2 kills. Not the biggest kills, right? Void Spirit's able to get on out. PL not even there.
DNM and Fear, they both haven't gone down yet this game. Just only taking favorable fights. Speaking of Fear, I'm curious if he will go this Aghanim Shard and start fighting more actively into the Wraith King. I mean, that's exactly what Wraith King's got queued up, speaking of Aghanim Shard.
Yeah.
Just be able to fight and close this game out as quickly as possible. Like you said, Wraith King, they kind of killed his late game by changing Mortal Strike to a cooldown crit rather than a percent-based chance.
Yeah.
So he wants to end this as quickly as possible with his Radiance, I see.
I mean, you can go for the -2 Mortal Strike cooldown, but that just feels way worse than the cast Wraith Fire Blast. I don't know. Maybe you do go that because you need the damage late game. I'm not really sure. They did change Radiance a little bit, so it is better against Ancients. One of the things that we kind of glossed over in the patch is that Radiance is no longer ignored by Ancient Creeps, and Ancient Creeps had their magic resist massively reduced this patch. So Radiance is definitely better at dealing with them.
Sammy Boy with the double stack tech. Look at this guy.
So good. And he's going to have the shard right at 20 minutes now, which is huge. Quicksilver Amulet, not the best this game. I mean, you could put it on the Invoker, but I think he's looking for something else here.
Who's going to take the Quicksilver Amulet thing? Is it really going to be Ogre Magi?
I don't think anyone's going to take it, personally. They have Ringing of Aquila on Invoker. Nether Shawl for the Underlord. He's super happy about that. Let's take a look at the Radiant, though. Okay, Grove Bow for the Mars. Amping a little bit of magic damage, not bad. They're going to take the Van Brace. I mean, he's definitely going to just take the Essence Ring, it seems. There's no way he holds Grove Bow. Yeah, he's going to keep Essence Ring. All right.
You can essentially put Vampiric Spirit on cooldown all the time, so you just always have the uptime on Quicksilver Amulet. I don't see why you don't grab it.
What?
Right.
Vamp Spirit has a 50-second cooldown.
Yeah. You just click it every time it's off a cooldown. It's not really a big deal, so you always have the passive from the Quicksilver Amulet active. Where if your skill was on her cooldown, you need an extra 5% movement speed and 50% attack speed.
So you're saying you think the 10% movement speed and the 25 attack speed is probably better than the Van Brace for the magic resist and 10 stats?
Yeah, if you give the Van Brace to the Invoker, to the Wraith, or to the Underlord. Brax is the king, though, let's be honest.
Yeah, well, the one thing that is interesting about Wraith King is he does love having attack speed. So 25 attack speed on Wraith King is pretty good. He does get 5 attack speed off of the Van Brace, though.
Yeah.
I think the magic resist might just be too value this game.
Oh, well. We'll see. He definitely needs to play pretty far forward in front of the rest of his team.
All right, Yule's reveal. They catch Invoker in the top lane. Arena committed as well. Brax trying to keep him alive with that mech. He's sitting pretty okay here on Gunner. Nice deafening blast. Can't get anything else off. He's going to get chased down by DNM. Finally goes down to Snake Kings. All right, Brax popping that ultimate, trying to get the boys out. Is Husky on the backside? He has to cancel. There's no one there to save him. Samuel rotating in, looking for Dazzle, the huge crit. He's going to go down. Brax looking bad as well. And Fear here, just trying to man up. Just gets sniped. Way too much damage coming in from Ocean and Sammy. Curse Crown going to be dodged, of course, thanks to Dissimulate. Looking for Ocean on the backside. Going to catch him with that Astral Step. Well done. Follow-up Fire Blast, but immediately caught by a Spear. It's 2v3. Sammy, he's very strong, and he has Reincarnation. DNM, he's got to be careful. The Fire Blast is there. It's a multicast. Sammy's got him, and a Fire Blast on over the Snake King. He blinks on forward. The Radiance, the Wraith King, he's just doing too much work. A double kill. He gets him. He can keep chasing.
Yeah, move his Blink Dagger's interrupted there, but he's got it now off of cooldown. Sammy Boy couldn't gap that distance of the Radiance to get off in time, unfortunately, and he managed to get out. That fight, pretty even, all things considered, but a little bit going the way of 4 Zoomers, about 1,300 XP and 400 gold there. But Sammy Boy definitely the real winner, and he manages to finish his Aghanim Shard, so doesn't have to worry about the mana burn from Fear at any point now. And working on that Assault Cross has just hit level 18 as well, so his Reincarnate only 40-second cooldown. Zoomers, they're looking good after that fight.
That was a huge win, like you said, for the Wraith King. Like, Sammy Boy got like 14 or 1,800 gold in that fight alone, which is just his free Aghanim Shard, and tons of experience, like you pointed out. He has now level 18, the big winner, doing so much damage as they just could not get on top of him. Fear was already focused on another. Ooh, double smoke pop in the mid lane. That is unfortunate. But Fear was focused on other targets, and then Wraith King just shows up, gets a nice Wraith Fire Blast into an actual Fire Blast. And you just die so quick. There's going to be a great amount of burst coming in here from Zoomers. They just pick off Moose Mars. They can go into the Roshan here pretty soon.
They could, but these Zoomers, they don't slow down. And they just, they chase after heroes, and they go for this tower first. Grabbing this, getting it after the fortify, I imagine what they'll do. Make it a little bit harder for them to take a fight in the road. Oh, the Zoomers, they're gazooming. They're zooming.
They're gazooming as they go mid lane. They say, oh, you want to go for our tower, sir? Nah. Gunner looking for these boys. Ghost walked up. All right. They do not want to give up anything, it seems.
No, I mean, we saw how heavily Sadboys defended their mid-tier 1 tower in some of these games, and I think Zoomers picked up on that. Gunner, just taking every opportunity to get a couple attacks off whenever Void Spirit wanted to rotate out of the lane, punishing that Void Spirit pick. And Sammy Boy goes right in. How can he possibly fight into this man?
Yeah, I mean, you can't. He already used his skeletons somewhere. I don't know where they are. Maybe they're just dead now. But yeah, they have the pretty easy ability to push this Roshan. They have Medallion, Alacrity onto Sammy. Obviously has that crit every 4 seconds. Underlord can Firestorm it as well. It looks, yeah, there we go. And he did end up going the 5 armor instead of the wave count on the Underlord. So just opting for a little bit more tank here. Sammy Boy gets his Aegis now, has basically 3 lives to play with. Fear pressuring this bottom tier 1. I'm wondering if they're deciding to defend it or just maybe swap for the top tier 1 as Gunner and Ocean are here. All right, they are TPing in the Coddle. Bramble May is going to cancel that immediately. And with the Forged Spirits, they should be able to get the tower.
Yeah. Everybody eating back.
Radiant's top tower is no more.
I don't think they want to slow down here on Zoomers. It looks like Sadboys they're the ones getting back, just dodging these fights. At the moment, they are terrified of Sammy Boy, level 19 on this Wraith King. He might run into fear here.
Radiant's middle tower.
He's looking for snaking. They did see him for a moment.
They know he's there. He's going to blink forward.
Oh, Sammy Boy's got him. Oh, unless he gets fogged. And that's exactly what happens. Snaking. He's too fast on this pony.
Nah, Husky is trying to gap that distance, but you got the Faded Brooch, you got the Trank Boots, and yeah. Wait, 520 Spirit Form gives you bonus movement speed?
Ooh, they managed to catch Brax here in the mid lane. Invoker having that Aghanim Shard. You can see the Ice Wall just setting that up.
He ends up going down. They ping out this mid tower. They're not wanting to waste any time here. I mean, very little could stop them taking high ground.
Oh my lord. Sammy just blinks into the tier 3 like, all right, who wants to die? Any partiers here? Alacrity again, this mid lane Bloodlust. Wraith King is just chewing through their defenses. They will TP back Snaking. He has Blink. He's just going to do it. Just jumps right on top of the Wraith King, but he's solar binded. You're crawling away, son. Doesn't even trigger the reincarnation, though. Sammy trying to lifesteal his way back into it with the fort on these creeps doesn't allow him to, and yikes! It will spawn 3 skeletons onto DNM, but that's the the new reincarnation shard there.
Yep, a little bit annoying, but it's not like he has a blink or anything that's being canceled.
This solar bind is really good.
Yeah, look at how slow he is. They play a little bit carefully for another 20 seconds here, I imagine.
He's been rooted. If they can silence him, they might be able to find the kill, but stun's coming in just a little bit too late. Sunstrike, boom, baby, but they get the Shallow Grave off just in time. But with Sammy Boy here, the Tornado, there's no way to get out. Dazzle removed from the game. 40 seconds. Does have buyback, though, so he could come back in to try and save his team. Sammy Boy continuing to work on this barracks. Does have his reincarnation back off cooldown. There it is, the buyback coming in from the Dazzle. DNM goes in on the backside, gets some serious burst into the Invoker to start it off, but it's not enough damage protected by the Glimmer Cape. Sammy Boy just still standing his ground. He doesn't care if he gets his reincarnation. He's just going to come right back. He wants the barracks, and he's going to get it. Reincarnation out. No Skelly Boy spawns, and he's just going to be able to blink to safety if he needs to. They get the objective.
Yep. And no Aegis expended and all of that either. Only 15 gold until he has the Assault Cross, and that's going to make taking this next Rex even easier. Looks like Moo over here just pinked out. All right, we need to push in top wave, or some we need to set up on top wave maybe. I'm not sure exactly why he drew a line over there. They might have something planned. If they need some sort of recovery here on Sadboys. Because as things stand right now, I mean, very little is going to stop Sammy Boy from just running into your base and doing the same to your next set of racks with this newly completed Assault Cross.
They're going to find Moo in the mid lane. I mean, he was here to try and depush, but just gets caught. Sunstrike is there. Shallow Grave will buy him some time, but now Dazzle caught on the backside. A Yule Scepter is just going to drop him right down into the pit, and this might just be 2 kills as the Fire Blast comes in again. Sammy Boy on a mega kill. You lost 2 right before the high ground push once again, and no buybacks available for either hero. They might just go tier 4s. That's exactly what they're going to do. Oh my goodness, the AC just completed on the Wraith King. Never mind. They're just going to Dark Rift bottom lane.
I don't know exactly why they did that. I think they could have just shoved in. They could have taken at least a tier 4 tower there. I mean, they didn't have Fortify available for another 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but the safe play is going down to this tier 2 bottom and grabbing this. And grabbing this shrine before the 30-minute mark. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. You get a couple of things. Tier 3 neutral items are also available. Find the Coca Flame.
Oh my god, Sammy is so happy right now.
Look at this absolute unit.
2 flames.
105 damage a second to anyone sitting within 400 radius of Sammy Boy. You can't get close to this man anymore.
I mean, the Phantom Lancer illusion's maulding for sure. Gonna just continue working. Aegis gets reclaimed, but you still have reincarnation. Can't be affected by the mana burn as well, but Void Spirit goes right into a pit. The fear, the terrorized Void Spirit goes down. Fear on the backside trying to take down Husky, but this guy is so damn tanky, and an AoE Deafening Blast just causing so much problems. Fire Blast is there. They're trying to get Sammy Boy away from Fear, but he just goes right on top of him. There's nothing you could do, and PPD on the high ground running for his life, but Ocean, the aggressive blink, and Sammy Boy blinks forward as well. Sunstrike gets a double kill for Gunner, and the only survivor is Brax as he's tornadoed on the backside. Triple kill for Gunner. GGs are out, and 4 Zoomers take game number 1 on the back of the Wraith King. I've been proven wrong.
I mean, it ended up working, that low cooldown crit. That means every time you get that blink initiation off, you're critting somebody. That's a lot of damage coming out. And Sammy Boy just playing absolutely insane that game. I thought the Radiance was going to be a little bit slow, but it played into the Phantom Lancer too well. The Hooded Defiance not really helping him enough against all this aggression from 4 Zoomers. They didn't slow down at all. Once they hit their timings, they played exactly like what we saw out of Thunder Predator in that last series, just nonstop, not even waiting to grab those neutral items when they came up at 27 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this, like Gunner's Invoker is just incredible. If we look at the net worth chart for player perspective, I mean, he was just at the top for the entire first like 20 something minutes of the game until your, Wraith King finally takes over. But if your mid lane Invoker is that farmed, like he had an incredibly early Aghanim Scepter, which we didn't really see do a whole lot other than just provide him good stats, the extra, tick to each of his abilities. But then it also allowed him to get an early Medallion boost travel and BKB. Like he's just so farmed. There's just no way that they could kill him.
Yeah, and I gotta say, he did an excellent job, Gunner here. Punishing the aggression that came out at the very start from DNM. If you're playing the Void Spirit, you don't take towers quite as well. You rotate from lane to lane. You win the bottom and the top lanes for your teammates, depending on whichever one you really need. And these double Forge Spirits now, PPD was forced to hold the tower, and it just wasn't enough with just Dazzle. Way too much right-click damage from going this Exhort Invoker. So definitely playing to the strengths now that they've changed that one back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's going to be the first game. This is, again, the upper bracket finals, so neither of these teams going home, but one of them will secure their spot in the grand finals here today. So we'll be back after just a short break. Everyone stay tuned for game number 2 of Sadboys versus 4 Zoomers.